Hey everyone, how you doing today? This is Castro5661 and today we're going to be taking a look at the Uniea U Hip Hop, which is a leather hip case compatible with the iPhone 3G, 3GS, all iPod Touch models, and quite a few other mobile devices as well. Now this case retails on the Uniea website for $29.95 and it's made from a very soft leather. It has a very soft and smooth feel, feels like a pretty good quality, and one thing I do want to mention is that it does give off that leathery smell. That nice leather scented smell, and I do happen to be fond of that, and I know a lot of you guys out there are as well. So I just want to mention that it does give off that scent. And the construction, let's jump into that. First, let's start off with the stitching. Now the stitching on the case is actually done really well. It's made in white stitching, so it does pop out a little bit more. And you guys know that with leather cases or leather products, usually when some of the stitching starts to pop out, maybe a strand of the stitching pops off, and after a week or so it starts to unravel. I've been using this product for about a month. I like to say 3 weeks to a month, and so far not one of these stitches has popped out. And I do use this quite a bit. I usually use it Tuesdays and Thursdays when I go to school, and the stitching has not popped off at all, and so that definitely tells you something. That's going to tell you that the case is probably going to last a while, and I've been using it for a month pretty occasionally, and so far it hasn't fallen apart on me. Now let's go on and look at the belt clip. The belt clip does have the Uniea logo right there, and it's a pretty sturdy belt clip. It has a nice good grip onto it, as you guys hear right there. It is going to clamp onto your belt rather tightly, and as you guys see, it does have this little bump right there that does clip around the belt to lock it into place, so it's not going to go ahead and fall off. Now on the front, it does have this magnetic flap that actually closes the case, and it does have a different type of material right here. I don't know exactly how to explain this material. It's sort of more of a plasticky material, sort of like what you find with a lot of backpacks and messenger bags. And under there's a magnet, and under the top piece there's a magnet, and when you put it together, it locks into place pretty easily, pretty easy to open it up, pretty easy to close it. So that's a very nice feature. Now let's take a look at the inside. Now the inside is lined with a, I want to say velvet, but it's a very soft felt, and it has the Uniea logo all the way around. It has it everywhere, up and down, up and down. So it's a pretty stylish inside, and right there on the front there's another Uniea logo embossed right there. Now we're going to go ahead and insert the iPhone right now, but what I do want to mention before we get into inserting our devices is that with the iPhone 3G and 3GS, you cannot use a case with this case. So if you have a case on your iPhone 3G, 3GS, it's not going to work with the Uniea U Hip Hop. Why? Because the universal pouch actually fits your phone rather tightly. I'm using the Marware microshell on the phone right now, and it's one of the slimmer cases on the market, such like the Casemate Barely There or the GoGo USA cases, so it doesn't add much bulk. But even so, when I try to insert my device with it, it sort of gets caught, and taken out, it sort of gets stuck as well. And it's these top pieces that go over the top of your case, or the top of your phone. So it's not going to work with cases. What you actually have to do is take off the case, and you can insert it in one of two ways. You can insert it with the screen facing you, and this way you can push it in, fit snugly, and what you're going to have exposed is your power button, so you can hit your power button. But nothing else is exposed. You have one speaker on that side, and you go ahead and close it. And the way you remove your case is you actually flip open the tab and just push it out from the bottom. It has this nice little hole on the bottom where you can push it out and then pull it out once you have it out enough. And the other way you can insert your device is you can insert it with the back piece facing you. And I usually do it this way for my own personal reasons. I get to listen to my music, plug in my headphone jack, and really nothing on bottom. But what I also do is, I told you guys that I take this for school. And what I usually do is sometimes I forget to flip it into vibrate, and say the phone goes off in class. I just flip this open real quick and flip it into vibrate. See how it works? Just flip it into vibrate, or turn it down. So it makes accessing the phone quite a bit easier. And like I said, it fits your phone rather snug, very tightly, and the magnet clip actually holds up pretty well, so if you hold it upside down, your phone is not going to go ahead and fall out. Now let me go ahead and show you how the iPod Touch fits with the Uniea Hip Hop case. So here we have the iPod, and I do have it in the case because with the iPod you can actually use it with a case. Now I have the Mavizu case, very slim case, doesn't add too much bulk, and it's actually one of my favorite cases. So I'm going to go ahead and insert it. And voila, it does fits fine. And you could either insert it one of two ways. Just like the iPhone, you could flip it around and insert it the other way, and fits fine. Now, the last thing I wanted to touch on, guys, is the style and the sort of attire you would be able to use this case with. Now, the style itself, I'm a sucker for leather, guys, so leather cases generally do appeal to me a little bit more. But they did use a nice combination of the black leather and the stitching to sort of make the case pop out to you a little bit more style-wise. And as for attire, this case would pretty much go well with anything, really. I told you guys I do use it Tuesdays and Thursdays for school, and usually I'm just dressed up casual, so it does work with everyday clothes. And I would say you could take this all the way up to business casual, because it does look like a business style case, but I don't think it might look well with maybe professional business attire. Other than business casual, I think it would go very well. So essentially, what you're getting when you purchase this case is you're getting a really nice leather quality hip case that's compatible with many different devices, such as the iPod Touch, iPhone 3G, 3GS, along with a few other devices. It's a very well built case, right down to the stitching like we discussed earlier. So the construction of the case is very well built. It's going to last you quite a while. And it looks good with everyday clothes. You could use it with practically anything, like I said, all the way up to business casual, some professional business attire. And lastly, it keeps your phone secure in place as long as you don't have a problem with not being able to use an additional case with your phone. So, as usual, guys, that was the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you want to go check out this case and others at the Uniea website, feel free to do so. The link is in the description. And I have a promotional code for you this time. If you go ahead and purchase something from Uniea, be sure to use the promotional code CODYC-UNEA. I'll put it in the description as well, to receive 10% off your complete purchase. So if you guys are planning on purchasing from them, 10% code in the description. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. This is Castro5661. Peace.